Welcome to Visual Basic wine billing system. As you can see, you will notice there's a browser here. We have a calculator here which we can use to check whatever the cost is, and here we have a keyboard. So with the keyboard we can use that just to take order, maybe white wine. Okay, and you can even type directly there. Okay, now you can go for red wine as well. Maybe you can, let's enter how many. So let's go for Roselle, maybe 6, and cocktail, and 6 lot. Fruit cocktail, maybe 2 of those. Then we have beer. So now we have all our orders in place. So all we just need to do is to enter all of those information right in here. So we have 8 there, 5 here, 6, another 6, 2 cocktails, and 4 for a pint of beer. So all you just need to do is press your total, and that's your bill. So that's how the wine billing system works. So what I would do next is to take you guys to the Visual Basic development environment, where I will show you guys how to put something like this together. Okay, so let's go into Visual Basic environment now. Okay, now welcome to another Visual Basic tutorial. In this very session I'm going to be developing something which you guys already must have a clue about. It's very similar to my online billing system, but this very one I developed it earlier on, maybe in 2013, something like that. But I had a look at it, and what I saw, I wasn't all that impressed. It looks, in fact, the voice weren't good enough. It was just too quiet for me. So as a result of that, I've decided to produce another one, but this time around this is going to be an advanced one. So let's start. I've already increased, as you may have noticed, I've increased the font size to 1366 by 650. So the next thing I would do now is to add some group box, and I'm going to need about 4 of these. I will then need one more little group box around the corner, and this very little group box around the corner, I will use that to create a calculator. I think I might end up with online screen keyboard as well on this very tutorial itself. So let's change the font size. I'm going to change the font color to, maybe let me go for something silver, and yep, maybe that. But I don't want these guys to change their color, so I want all of them back the same color. So let's go back down and just change those ones to something like that. So that's fine. So I'll now speed this up, and before then, let me change this. Let's change it to that same color as well. I think it was this. No, maybe something. Yep, that's fine. So let me draw my online. I need some buttons right here. Okay, there's some little buttons in there. Then I also need that. No, let's make that label. Get rid of that. I need a label. Make that label. So I will now speed this up and get back to you guys. Okay guys, this is how my system is looking at right now. I have my calculator right there, and this is the design. These are all the group box. So if I decide to run this, and this is how the whole system look like, although the calculator is not doing anything right now. So I will just, let's program the calculator, and we'll take it from there. So with the calculator, the first thing I would do is to allocate an event to each of those buttons. So maybe, I've never tried that before. Let me just select it all and see if they will all respond to the click events. So button 1 to button 1, 9 up to 9 and 0 should respond to the following events. So they should all be responding to an event called button click. So if I select, let's say I select each of these buttons, it should have click events. Let's select button 0 and see, yeah, that's fine. So all of them will be responding to the event called click, button click. Okay, the next thing is to start with the coding. Let me start with button 1. You can see it's taking me straight to the click event. So I'll declare my variable b. Let's declare b as button. B as button equals sender. The sender that I'm referring to, that's it right there, is to send whatever information is on that button. So I will start by then saying if label 1 right there dot text equals 0 then label 1 dot text equals, so label 1 that should be b dot text. Done. So then say else label 1 itself equals label 1 plus b dot text. So what that means is anytime button is clicked on, whatever text is on that button will be displayed on the label 1 itself. So let's see, if this is the button right here, I mean this is my keyboard right here or the calculator. So if I click on 1, you can see that instead of writing individual codes, so that saves a lot of time. So let's go back now and continue with the coding. So just these few lines of code from here, up here, down here, that is the code for all the buttons. Okay, the next thing we need to do now is to do the operator. So let's declare some variable here, dim f, or let's say first number as double. We also need, so this will be second number, that's my second number as double. Then here will become answer. Okay, and these will become operators or ops, that's fine. And this will be string. So I have all my variables in place. Okay, let me just, I might as well just take care of this decimal number right there. So let's go to the property and change that also to button click. Let's see the names of the button click right here. We just need to copy that. This is button underscore click. So here select the decimal number, and that is it. So the decimal number also become button click. So the next thing now is this. So I'm just going to select these 4 operators right here, select there and just call it arithmetic function. So the 4 operators is now arithmetic functions. I will then declare my variable dim, let's call it ups as button equals sender. Okay, so I will now speed this up. Okay, so whatever value is inside label 1 is stored inside the first number, and whatever value is inside label 1 is also stored inside label 2. And once it's stored inside label 2, we get rid of the content in label 1. Then ops itself is stored in op, which is the operator, and the display label 2 then display whatever is on the display, just like I wanted right here. So let's look for what label 2, that's label 2 right there. So what's happening is, if I run this program now, let's run the program so that you see what I'm talking about. If I select maybe 33 plus, as soon as I click on plus, you see 33 up there, it shows up. Okay, let me change the background of that to white. So that's the whole idea. So it's sort of like show you've just entered 33 plus. Okay, the clear button is not working, the equals is not working, so let me take care of those two now. Let's double click. We can also just make up the same thing for the clear button. Let's create something for the clear button as well. Let's just call that btn clear. So that button is going to be known as btn clear. So CE, also the event there will also be known as btn clear. So if I double click on CE, is the same. So all I just need to say is we clear label 1 and we also clear label 2. Let's change this to 2. Maybe when we clear label 1, then we should replace it by 0. So that's it. So if I run this program right now, what you guys will see for just this button is click on clear, that's it, gone. Try the other one, gone. Okay, they both work the same way. Alright, the next thing that is left is to deal with the calculation, which is the equals sign. Okay, we deal with the equals now. In the case of the equals, let's say second noun equals whatever we have inside label 1 dot text. Come on. Okay, whatever we have inside label 1. So we now say if equals this very sign, then we say answer equals first number plus second number. Then the next thing that is left to do is label 1 dot text equals answer. Once label 1 dot text equals answer, what is left for us to do is just to get rid of whatever content we have inside label 2, which is just a display. So that's that done. Label 2 equals clear. Alright, so I'm just going to copy all of these. Let me scroll up so that you guys can see what I'm dealing with here, or what I'm doing. Else if, get rid of that, change that to minus. Now let's do the same thing for the multiplication sign, and last but not the least, the division sign. Okay, that's the calculator now all done, all completed. If I run this very program now, what you guys will see is normal calculator. 21 plus 7, there, 28. Let's multiply that by 9. Let's divide it by 5. Let's clear. Okay, this is a normal calculator that will be used in this very online system. So the next thing I'll do now is to finish the design of the interface, and we'll continue with the coding. It might be a little bit long tutorial, but if you want to learn how to program seriously, this is a very interesting project to work on. Okay, so the next thing, just like I said earlier on, is to start with the design. Okay, as you can see, there's nothing here, but let me show you the calculator codes. Look from here, from up here, from here down here. Let's take it down. You see, that's the calculator code. It's very simple, so you have a good look at it. Take it down. Those are the calculator codes. So the next thing is, let me start with the design of the interface. Like I said earlier on, but this time around I'm going to be using checkbox. So I have a checkbox there, so just copy it across. I have 5 of those, maybe make it 6. It's just going to increase my coding. Okay, the next thing I need is, I'm going to need some text box. Yeah, let's get some text box in there, right there. So those are my text box. Just copy it across. And each of these, let's give them a name. So the first one, let's change that to something white wine. Then the second one, maybe red wine. Okay, so I'm going to sort of like speed this up and get back to you guys. Okay fellows, this is how my interface is looking. The wine selection box is ready, so let's just change that to wine selection. There. Okay, so maybe we should increase the font size of this component right there. Let's come here, increase the font size to something. Yep, okay, that's fine. Okay, so if I choose to run this program now, this is how it looks like. You see that? So nothing works apart from this calculator anyway. just the calculator works. So let's clear that. I'm now going to do some coding up here to make this work as expected. Okay, let's go back, but we still need to finish the design of the interface. So let's come to the toolbox here. We need a label. We need 3 of those, and I need 3 text box. Well, I can just use label actually. Okay, no, let's use label because I don't have to enter anything in there. Label. Oh yeah, I have labels here. Let's select these 3 labels and just copy it across. Okay, the copied across labels, we can always transform that immediately. Let's change those to 3D and auto size, make that false, and the back color, let's just change that to white. No, that's transparent. Let's change it to white. There. Okay, now we need to change the font size. Let's change the font size to bold, maybe 14. Okay, I think we're going to have to change this as well to bold 14. Alright, that's cool. Now we just need to enlarge that, something like that. So that's about 197 by 30. Okay, so copy that, highlight these ones, and just change the size of those ones to exactly the same size and press enter. So that is fine. So let's see. Oh, it's 200 plus. Okay, copy, select, there. Alright, that's fine. So I have exactly the same size. Now this very first one, we need to now change those to that, the very first one to subtotal, and this is tax followed by the total itself. There. Okay, that's done. And now we need our trigger function, the trigger button right here that will trigger the calculation and so on. So we maybe 2 of those. One will be the clear button, and the other one, let's just change the other one will be the calculation button. So let's make that 14 as well. And the very first one here, change the text content to reset, and here maybe total there. So if I run the program, let's just see how it's looking. Now it's looking a little bit beautiful, exactly the way I want. So maybe one other thing I might have to do is just to change the colors around. Okay, if I run the program right now, this is how it's looking. So let me just center it, the position of the form, select the form right there, come to the property and change the position of this form. Instead of window default, make it center screen. So if I run it, this is what you get, is center screen. Okay, I would truly like to just put it right up there so that you guys can see it. Okay, now this very empty part, let's enter something very interesting here. So this is going to take a lot of interface design because I intend to enter on screen keyboard right here. So let's get down to it. So I'm going to start by copying this very button right there, select, and just copy it across. Or maybe I don't need that. Maybe let's just look at the size. The size is 23 by 24. Okay, get a new button out there, right there. Size is 23 by 24. That's 24, 22. Okay, let's just change that to 24, 24. That's fine. Okay, so we can copy that across actually. Let's just copy it across to give us our keyboard. I will now speed that up and get back to you guys. Okay, I think maybe these 3 buttons, let's get rid of them and replace it with let's come for, yeah, why not, we insert, let's insert tab control right there. Oh, let's get rid of that, and we don't want that. I need tab control there, so I can do whatever I like with the tab control. Get one or two of those in there. Have one here. Yeah, so let's move this in. No, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm going to settle for tab control right now. We'll reduce the size of this component. Okay, now move this tab control a little bit more. That's good. And this, yeah, good. Alright, so the next thing I will do now is just to insert my keyboards. So those are my keyboards, so I'm just gonna sort of like reduce them a little bit and do that. Okay, that's how my keyboard is looking right now. If I run my program, this is how it looks for now. You guys see that? That's how it looks. The reason, there's nothing special about it, but I can't do nothing with it right now. But this very calculator does what it's meant to do, so that's cool for the calculator. But this is not doing anything. I still haven't figured out, or I still haven't made up my mind where I would enter, or maybe I should use a notepad or just get a text box up there, so anytime I click on one of these, it just display on the text box. But for now, the program is looking very busy the way I want it to look. Okay, fellows, I'm going to continue with the design of this place, or maybe let's take care of the keyboard first. Yeah, we do that. Okay guys, since the online screen board is designed, I will now double click on the text, on the total. I enter the following declaration for the, let's say that's constant. Alright, so that's for the wine. Okay, alright, we now have a text box up here. I have a text box up here, and that's text box 7. So all the buttons for, and that's for the on-screen keyboard, is right here. If I run the system, this is how it all looks. What we now need to do is to double click on this and enter the following codes. So if I double click on this, since we have the text box of this text box to be 7, so we double click on that and we enter the following lines of codes. Next is just speed it up. Okay, this is how the calculator is looking right now. I've actually speeded up, and here are the lines of code. You can see they are all the same, because I'm not using any notepad or anything. I've actually embedded the text box that wants the text that the keyboard will write to display, so everything will be displayed on the system. That's the whole idea. So here are the lines of code, and that's how it all looks. You see that? So it's very similar, there's no different. So that's how it all looks right now. And here, this is just the reset lines of codes. Okay, these codes right here are the codes for the wine. So if I run it, let's select checkbox 1, enter 2 bottles of wine, and that's what we get. So it works as expected. Okay, but unfortunately this doesn't work, so let's take care of that as well. So let's come in here. I think the name of these guys is let's check it out. That's 1, 2, 6. So double click on that. Yeah, that works. This is this that doesn't work. 6, 7, and 8. Double click on that, and right here we just say label 6.text equals there. So All right, 7 and 8. Okay, those are the resets. Command sorted. If we go back in here, double click on that. That is for the wine bottle. So let me suppose and the customer chose to buy wine bottle, red wine. So change that to 2. Change this to 2, and that becomes 2 as well. Now I need to know the variable or the constant for red wine right here. Copy the constant for red wine and just paste that right in here. That's for red wine. So I will speed it up and just repeat exactly the same thing. This is red wine as well for the rest of the object right here. So let's just speed it up. Okay, I've finished up the coding for the wine. That's for the first checkbox, the second checkbox, the third, the fourth, fifth, and sixth. So I have all of the wine as individual pouches. So supposing we want some cocktail, so we can always just click on that. That's what we get. Okay, or supposing we want rosé, so that's what we get for the rosé as well. But the problem is we cannot combine these guys yet. We need to be able to combine them because you will see 12 pounds plus. Whoever is 12 pounds plus, I don't know. So let's see now. So it's the cocktail that is 12 pounds. So let's now combine everything. We're going to combine it all. Okay guys, I've finished the coding and this is how it all looks. Checkbox 1, checkbox 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's run the program and see. So I have 4 bottles of white wine there. That's what I get. Reset. And supposing I select maybe cocktail there, and if I select reset that fruit cocktail, that's what I get. Let's say I decide to go for beer, that's what I get. But the problem right now is I haven't combined them. Supposing I want 5 pints of beer and maybe rose or rosé, 1 glass of rosé. I cannot combine it because it's not done yet. So let's go back into the codes. Also, what I will do now is combine each of these lines of codes. Okay, paste right in here as follows. Undo, copy all of this, paste it there. Use and we are now combining. Yeah, make that, or make this 5. Okay, we have 5 there. That's beer. So we want to know what's this. Okay, this one is a cocktail. So let's just get that fruit cocktail. I'm gonna get that. Copy fruit cocktail. Paste the fruit cocktail right here. Plus that. So I have this plus this. Okay. So I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing here. That's working the way I want. So I have fruit cocktail and beer. So let's see what will happen if I run both. Okay, fruit cocktail 1 there. Supposing I combine beer, yep, that's fine. That's working as I want. That's very good. So I'll just repeat exactly the same thing for all, and then I will get back to you guys. Let's speed it up because this program is just getting too long now. Okay, we have all of the combination of wine. So I have a fruit cocktail and beer, red wine and just cocktail, white wine and red wine. I've mixed them all up, but I still need to mix them all up because you have to give several options. So supposing we have a fruit cocktail, or maybe let's go for rosé and just cocktail right there. That's it, working as expected. Let's get rid of that and just go for each individual just to verify that it works as expected. Let's make this 3 and that's it. You see guys, it's working, but if I decide to add one more, it will not work. So that's what I need to take care of now. Just before that, let me show you guys the codes for this cocktail. It's just, I've just used if statement for it all. There's another better way for this, but I just feel this one is more straightforward for the new learners out there. You see that guys? Let's do some combinations right here. I'm gonna copy that one, paste it right underneath here, so make that 3, and supposing is 3, and change this guys to 3 there. Now, so what is the combination? What is or what kind of wine do we have for 3? We have 1, 2 and 3. 3 is actually rosé, so let's just copy that, copy it and bring it right down. So plus rosé right there. We have a rose right there. Maybe just put a bracket there, come right down here and close that bracket, copy this, paste it right here. So I've now combined three purchase order right there. So let's get that sorted again. Okay, that's much better. Alright, yeah, that's fine. So we now have 1, 2, 3, so we can purchase 3 here. Run it again and just enter 1, 1 and check there. So supposing I take this off, okay, this and this, the price that I've got, I cannot confirm it because I don't know the price. That's fine. So how much is rosé? Okay, I think it might be right. Let's combine. Well, if I combine this combination is not there. Okay, yeah. Alright, so that is how you develop a wine bar system. Okay, it's going to be a long end is because you have to look at the options of whatever the customer might look for. So with this, I think the next thing I just need to do now is, because this combination is going to be a very long combination, the next thing is let me finish up this part of the program. Maybe I should just enter maybe a browser right there. I mean, let's enter a browser right there and finish up this program because it's getting too long. I will now look for my browser. Let's load. There it is. Click on it and just draw it here somewhere. That's the browser there. It's just a mini browser for my customers. And maybe we should shrink this a little bit and make our browser bigger. Alright, select the browser, click on the property, and right there just enter your default page right there. So let's say .co.uk. so if I run this program now, let's run it and see. This is what we get. We get the default browser right there. Check that out, guys. That's the browser, sorry, the default browser. And I can then calculate the purchase of whatever. I select that. Okay. And here I can also enter the name of my customer there. Okay. And I can even, let's find out if the price there is right. We can just say 25.50. Let's move this up so that you can see it properly. 25.50 plus the tax, which is 0.19. Okay, is that correct? Yes, that is correct. The whole system works as expected, so even this works as we want. Yeah. Okay, guys, so with these codes, this system, maybe I should just call it the end of this program right now, because it seems it's getting just too long, and I really don't like having 1 and 2. So I'm just gonna call it the end of this program. It's a bit late, so I suppose you all enjoy it anyway. So you all have a nice day now. Thank you.